Glorious is the debut studio album by English singer and songwriter Foxes, originally due for release on February 28, 2014, but was pushed back to May 12, 2014, in favor of releasing the album simultaneously worldwide. The album is available in 3 versions: the standard album, a deluxe version and a limited edition vinyl. Background and release: after a spate of successful songs, appearing as a featured artist alongside Zed, Fall Out Boy, Sub Focus and Rudimental, as well as a successful single in Youth, Foxes showed intent at releasing a full album to steer away from the featured artist title. In an interview with Billboard, she stated the reason was, "Because I also have my music that's my baby." In an interview during the making of the album video featured on her Vevo page on YouTube, Allen calls the album extremely personal, as well that its influences from her childhood as well as growing up. She also claims the album is me talking to myself, as music to her is a form of therapy. From the same video, Allen described her process for making the songs, in which she stated, "I feel like the song already exists, and I start with a big white piece of paper and I'll just write things I'm feeling. It kind of comes out of nowhere." The track list features several new songs, as well as 2 songs featured on her first EP Warrior. The album was released on May 12, 2014, in both digital and physical formats. Promotion: although not classed as part of the promotion to the run-up to Glorious, Holding On to Heaven was made available for free on iTunes during the month of December 2013. On April 17, 2014, Amazon Artist Lounge EP was released to download from Amazon for free. It contains live versions of Let Go for Tonight, Youth, and Holding On to Heaven. Tour: Foxes embarked on a 16-day tour in England, Scotland and Ireland, which started February 24, 2014 and ended on May 24, 2014. Reception: Glorious received generally favorable reviews upon release. At Metacritic, the album received an average score of 61 based on 8 reviews. The Guardian gave the album 3 out of 5 stars, stating everything about this debut from Southampton singer-songwriter Louisa Rose Allen, better known as Foxes, strains to be huge, going on to conclude, though the album is formulaic and polished, there is enough crackle in its dark, lustrous soundscapes and tales of nocturnal romance to intrigue a Euro, and Allen's voice has the power to match those booming drums. Fortitude magazine was very positive, giving the album 5 stars, and stating from past collaborations, "I will Euro unregistered trademark T blame you if you were expecting an album full of club bangers with EDM drops aplenty where Euro unregistered trademark S more about the music and the singer feels like a guest on her own album. But the Euro unregistered trademark S not the Cassia Euro at all." Whilst going on to conclude, Euro unregistered trademark S been a long time coming, but Foxes has executed a near-perfect album that remains cohesive without each song sounding like one another. Hitting the nail on the head, this album is very much a glorious effort. Ludovic Hunter-Tilney of the Financial Times said Glorious is a ZEDD-free zone, saying Foxes was swapping electro dance music for Florence and the Machine-style drama, finishing with Designed for Maximum Exposure, it's a big screen production. But the drama isn't overcooked like Florence and the Machine. In the review for Glorious on Press Play, Glorious received the site's first 5-star review of 2014. The review concludes, "Go ahead and file Glorious under surprisingly near perfect, go ahead and send Foxes stratospheric." Lewis Corner, of Digital Spy, called Glorious a stellar debut album that deserves to make Foxes a household name once and for all, whilst also praising the standout track Let Go for Tonight, saying Foxes demonstrates all her might. Not all reviews were positive though. In her review, Holly Williams, of The Independent, was a little more negative, saying Glorious sits firmly in the big vocal dance pop category, an arena already overfilled with the likes of Miley, Rihanna, Ellie, Florence. It has the statutory blend of ballads and bangers, though it fails to make me either blub or buzz. As well as admittedly, the girl unregistered trademark S got serious pipes and her voice sounds less auto-tuned than most even if unregistered trademark S transatlantically devoid of any hint of British idiom. unremarkable lyrics are delivered with a sultry croon, a hands-in-the-air belt, or a sweet whisper. There are fun dance tracks, but few real earworms. It adds up to a shallowly appealing, summery package. Glossily produced and personality-free. She gave the album 3 stars. Likewise, Hattie Linnell, of NUS, called the album disappointing, and that the album has a confusing quality of being consistently good but lacking in any memorable traits, whilst being particularly critical of the song Night Owl's Early Birds, saying it gets lost in the middle of the album somewhere, whilst also criticizing her vocals on the track, saying the lyrics fall flat in Allen's tones, as her voice unfortunately lacks the character to make the song interesting, especially against a boring bass guitar backing. Linnell wasn't entirely critical, however, going on to say Fox's best work on Glorious comes through in her quieter, piano-based songs such as Count the Saints and Night Glow. Linnell concluded, as much as I want Fox's to succeed, I'm not convinced that she will, as her songs lack the je ne sais quoi that turns pop songs from good to unforgettable. Singles: Youth was released on September 6, 2013, and was classed as the lead single from the album. As the album's first single, the song reached number 12 on the UK singles chart. Let Go for Tonight was released as the album's second single on February 23, 2014. The song entered the UK singles chart at number 7, becoming her highest-peaking single and first top 10 single. Holding On to Heaven was released as the album's third single on May 4, 2014. It debuted in the UK singles chart at number 14. Glorious was confirmed to be the fourth single by Foxes, and it was released on August 12, 2014. It debuted and peaked at number 67, but due to new streaming rules, was pushed back to a peak of number 97. Other songs: If Glorious was pre-ordered on iTunes, Shaking Heads was available to download alongside the pre-order of the album. The live version of Clarity was made available to download for free on the Amazon MP3 store. Track listing: Notes: A signifies an additional producer. Sample credits: Talking to Ghost samples Dr. Mabuse performed by Propaganda and produced by Trevor Horn. Charts: Weekly charts, release history, references.